Hello. Today I'm reading from Sources for America's History by Kevin Sheets. This reading is called Defining the American Character by J. Hector St. John de Crevesio, 1782. I wish I could be acquainted with the feelings and thoughts which must agitate the heart and present themselves to the mind of an enlightened Englishman when he first lands on this continent. Modern society offers itself to its contemplation, different from what he had hitherto seen. It is not composed, as in Europe, of great lords who possess everything, and a herd of people who have nothing. Here are no aristocratical families, no courts, no kings, no bishops, no ecclesiastical dominion, no invisible power giving to a few a very visible one, no great manufacturers employing thousands, no great refinements of luxury. The rich and poor are not so far removed from each other as they are in Europe. Some few towns excepted, we are all tillers of the earth, from Nova Scotia to West Florida. We are a people of cultivators, scattered over an immense territory, communicating with each other by means of good roads and navigable rivers, united by a silken band of mild government, all respecting the laws without dreading their power, because they are equitable. We are all animated with the spirit of an industry which is unfettered and unrestrained, because each person works for himself. If he travels through our rural district, he views not the hostile castle, the haughty mansion, contrasted with the clay-built hut and the miserable cabin, where cattle and men keep each other warm, and dwell in meanness, smoke, and indigence. A pleasing uniformity of decent competence appears throughout our habitations. We have no princes for whom we toil, starve, and bleed. We are the most perfect society now existing in the world. Here man is free as he ought to be, nor is this pleasing equality so transitory as many others are. In this great American asylum, the poor of Europe have by some means met together, and in consequence of various causes. To what purpose should they ask one another what countrymen they are? Alas, 2/3 of them have no country. Can a wretch who wanders about, who works and starves, whose life is a continual scene of sore affliction or pinching penury, can that man call England or any other kingdom his country? A country that has no bread for him, whose fields procure him no harvest, who met with nothing but the frowns of the rich, the severity of the laws, with jails and punishment, who own not a single foot of the extensive surface of this planet. No, urged by a variety of motives, here they came. Everything has tended to regenerate them, new laws, new mode of living, new social system. Here they become men. In Europe they were as so many useless plants, wanting vegetative mold and refreshing showers. They withered. They were mowed down by want, hunger, and war. But now, by power of transplantation, like all other plants, they have taken root and flourished. Formerly, they were not numbered in any civil list of their country, except in those of the poor, where they rank as citizens. By what invisible power has this surprising metamorphosis been performed? By that of the laws and that of their industry. The laws, the indulgent laws, protect them as they arrive, stamping on them the symbol of adoption. They receive ample rewards for their labors. These accumulated rewards procure them lands. Those lands confer on them the title of freemen, and to that title every benefit is affixed which men can possibly require. What attachment can a poor European immigrant have for a country where he has nothing? The knowledge of the language, the love of a few kindred as poor as himself, were the only cords that tie him. His country is now that which gives him land, bread, protection, and consequence. Ibi panis, ibi patria is the motto of all immigrants. What then is the America, this new man? The American, this new man. He is either a European or the descendant of a European. Hence that strange mixture of blood which you will find in no country. I could point out to you a family whose grandfather was an Englishman, whose wife was Dutch, whose son married a Frenchwoman, and whose present 4 sons have now 4 wives of different nations. He is an American, who, leaving behind him all his ancient prejudices and manners, receives new ones from the new mode of life he has embraced, the new government he obeys, and the new rank he holds. He becomes an American by being received in the broad lap of our great alma mater. Here individuals of all nations are melted into a new race of men, whose labors and posterity will one day cause great changes in the world. Americans are the Western pilgrims, who are carrying along with them that great mass of arts, sciences, vigor, and industry which began long since in the East. They will finish the great circle. The Americans were once scattered all over Europe. Here they are incorporated into one of the finest systems of population which has ever appeared, and which will hereafter become distinct by the power of different climates they inhabit. The American ought therefore to love this country much better than that wherein either he or his forefathers were born. Here the rewards of his industry follow with equal steps the progress of his labor. His labor is founded on the basis of nature, self-interest. Can it want a stronger allurement? Wives and children, who before in vain demanded of him a morsel of bread, now fat and frolicsome, gladly help their father to clear those fields whence exuberant crops are to arise to feed and clothe them all, without any part being claimed either by a despotic prince, a rich abbot, or a mighty lord. Here religion demands but little of him, small voluntary salary to the minister, and gratitude to God. Can he refuse these? An American is a new man who acts upon new principles. He must, therefore, entertain new ideas and form new opinions. From involuntary idleness, service, dependence, penury, and useless labor, he has passed to toils of very different nature, reward by ample subsistence. This is an American.